The Life of Chuck was filmed in Lower Alabama, including Mobile, Foley, Bay Minette, Spanish Fort, Daphne, and Fairhope. The cast, crew, and local communities collaborated passionately to adopt Stephen King's novella. This heartfelt film features personal stories from locals about their experiences with the film.
I'm the principal of Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies, and we're located right in the heart of downtown Mobile. And so the film was all around us.
Okay, so I'm Ryan Librato. I was the sound utility and then also second boom operator on The Life of Chuck.
Hi, my name is Catherine Hasty, and I'm the marketing manager here at OWA.
My name is Mickey Parrish. I'm a member here at First Baptist Mobile, 806 Government Street.
How did the opportunity to use your property or to use this church come about?
Right. Kelly with the Mobile Film Office gave us a call and asked if we ever rented our lot. And we do. At one time, this block was full of businesses and homes and that kind of thing. And over the years and years, the church has acquired all of it. So it's just basically an open lot now. Wow. I told Kelly that we certainly did, and she asked if we would be interested in having the film crew come in and set up. And so we agreed to do that.
So you talked about a little bit how you had to reroute the car system. Can you tell me a little bit more about how it impacted your business?
It was an exciting morning. That's something that we've kind of grown used to, being in the middle of a city. That's something, the city works well with us and the community works well with us. And so we just found a way to reroute and bring them through. But we had some help, people coming and supporting us. But I remember that morning there were the film crew, and there were trucks unloading and things like that. So it was exciting, full of excitement, and we made it work.
How did you end up working on the film?
All right, so all the way to the very beginning, got interested in film and decided, I always knew I was going to go to South Alabama. It's where my dad went, and so the degree didn't even really, what degree I chose didn't matter. I knew I was going there. But before I got there, I decided that I was obsessed with movies and the behind the scenes of it. So it was like, all right, I want to go into that at South, whatever that entails. And so I got to South, and through some of the classes, got more interested in the behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I was joking earlier, no one wants to do sound, but sound's so important that it was like, yeah, I'll be the guy. I'll happily be the one that does the sound for it. And so then fast forward a little bit, going through my classes, college, there was a film expo that was happening in Mobile, and I discovered it through posters that were put up on campus. And I was in film classes, had friends in film classes and stuff, and so we were like, okay, we should all go to this. And then I have no idea at the time, do I know how impactful it's gonna be. And so looking back, it's fun. Morning of, I had a couple of friends, they were like, oh, we want to sleep in, we're not gonna go to that. And I almost didn't go, just off oh, I'm not gonna know anyone. But then I was like, no, if there's any chance that I can meet someone that'll help me out, or give my name to someone else, I gotta do it.
Can you tell me a little bit about how the filming here, how do you expect it to impact your business?
Yeah, so we definitely anticipate it really impacting, the local area, and really to drawing tourists here, those that are really interested in the film industry and seeing where films are produced. And The Life of Chuck, everything was filmed right here in downtown for a lot of the movie, and so it's exciting. So those that are, maybe some Tom Hiddleston fans, maybe they'll come and check out that filming location.
And so it was there that Kelly with the film office had said, hey, I want you to talk to Brett, which is Brett Murray, sound mixer in the area. Again, at the time, have no idea how impactful it's gonna be. And so I talked to him for a little bit, and he's a super nice dude, such a people-y person. And he had mentioned then of hey, there's this movie coming up actually, would you be interested of just kind of hanging out on set, just coming in and seeing what it's like, a movie getting shot? And I was, over the moon with excitement of yes, absolutely. He was like, heads up, this is, unpaid, you're standing in the background, you're not, but you'd get to see it. And I was like, yes, absolutely, yes. Let me get your phone number. This is best case scenario of what could have happened here. I'm gonna get to see a movie behind the scenes. Yeah. And so then some time goes by, and I have his phone number, And so we're in contact a little bit. And then eventually he's like, oh, hey, so development with that movie, you know, it's a union movie, and they're, you know, it's not the biggest budget we've ever seen because this is during, you know, strikes had been pardoned. And so, you know, due to circumstances, the sound utility they were gonna bring in from Atlanta, they were like, oh, we can't bring him in anymore. You gotta find someone local. And he was like, hey, so sorry, you know, would you be able to maybe like, I could train you for like the months leading up to it, and then you could come get paid and work on this film? And I was like, oh yeah, no, I think that works. Like, we can do that. Which was like, you know, didn't feel real at the time. I had to go beg my teachers. Luckily, you know, the teachers for film classes were understanding. They're like, oh, you want to go work on a film? I guess you can miss class for that. But then, you know, I was still in prerequisite classes as well. So I'm talking to, you know, my public speaking teacher and stuff, being like, please let me miss class for this like month span. I promise I'll do my work on the weekends and stuff. And so I ended up getting their permission as well, which I'm so thankful that the university let me get away with that. And so then, yeah, I'd drive over to Brett's, and he would introduce me to all of his gear, and I would just get this one-on-one training session with him.
How many times did you go back to his place and study with him and learn?
5 times. I think it was spread out. We did about once a week, and I think we did 5 different like sessions before it was like, okay, we're doing it. Here we go. And so then, yeah, that brings us to Life of Chuck week 1 at OWA, shooting there, which was just incredible.
Were there any other memorable moments about that day that kind of stood out to you?
I can just remember walking out, you know, not just the kids, but even the staff members and myself. We would walk it because you could see just a block up, you could see the filming taking place. And so us just trying to sneak some peeks. But I would say the opportunity, we actually have it in our yearbook when movies are made in your backyard, pictures of our students who were able to go on set and actually watch some of the filming. And that was really incredible, an incredible opportunity for our students. And we even had a student who served as an extra later in the movie. So that was also, you know, and having the opportunity to see this, I think was something that kind of helped spark that interest. So.
Can you tell me a little bit on the impact since they filmed here and kind of how that's impacted the business?
Yeah, well, we definitely anticipate there to be an increase of tourists and locals for those that are interested in seeing about the movie. And so we definitely anticipate there being an economic impact to Baldwin County and OWA and surrounding attractions for guests that are coming to look for the filming location.
Yeah, so you see them filming here as a positive benefit, and there's going to be some nice benefits to them filming here overall.
Yes, definitely.
With, you know, week 1 being more of shadowing Brett and being able to watch from him, or me doing something with him right there over my shoulder, making sure everything's perfect. By the end of it, it was very much, I'm doing it now. Like, Brett is busy, he's doing the stuff that he needs to do. The rest of the sound department is doing their job. I'm the sound utility. I'm miking up this talent, or I'm flying in with the second boom op, you know, like doing that. And so, yeah, by the end of it, it was very much, it was a really awesome experience to be able to essentially have, you know, a 5-week journey of labor-intensive sound, not training, because I'm doing it, I'm working, and it's in a professional setting, but to be able to grow, you know, in that while doing it was really nice.
Can you tell me about kind of in OWA where they filmed and a little bit on kind of what they did in these different locations?
Yeah, so they filmed mostly right here in the streets of downtown OWA, which is right where we're at. Majority of the filming was here, the dancing scenes. They had a few places on, we've got some bridges that go to the island, so there's a few scenes that they filmed there as well, but mostly right here in the streets of downtown.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, I just want to thank you for this interview.
Yeah,
this has been
thank you.
really, really awesome.
Yes.
And I enjoyed this a lot. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Were there any memorable moments from working with the production company?
I think, you know, just seeing it all come about and all, they were just gracious. It was just like family, really, working together. and everything, and it was a lot of fun. And the church, of course, there was talk about it. What's going on there? And all. And they were in and out in 2 days. They left at midnight 2 days later.
Wow.
And it was, they did a great job.
That's all. Thank you so much for doing this so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate this. Thank you, Chuck.